exciting. I think we're all level. I think we got my check. Okay. Welcome to Unscripted Turbulence, friends. Today is a big day. It's my birthday. And to celebrate, oh, that's right, my friends. I have, if you're watching, you can see what I'm about to raise to the camera. Clink, my friends, because it's Martini time. That's right. This is a birthday teeny, my favorite. Clink, pinkies up. That's right. The big 45, baby. So it will be a solo episode today, catching you up on a little things. It's almost again like we're on a phone call. And my martini of choice is a dry gin martini. The way I prepare it, I didn't have much gin left, so we only have 2 ounces of gin in this. Usually it's 2.5, or even 3 if you want to get a little daring. And it's my favorite gin, Martin Miller's gin. And I have these bright, beautiful, succulent, delicious green olives. I also have 1/2 ounce of Dolan dry vermouth and a dash or 2 of Raegan's orange bitters. Oh, yes, my friends. So if you are listening to me on your commute to work, some of you do that. If you can have a martini later tonight, if that's your thing, in honor of your old gal over here, I will be right there in spirit with you. So I'm obviously taping this a couple days before my birthday. And, well, because I drop episodes on Wednesdays, and I love you all dearly, but I'm not going to be I could drink a martini at midnight when I drop these episodes. I should do a live episode once. That would be exciting. That could be on the schedule and the agenda next year. But I'll get into that too. So, yes, today is my birthday, November 19th, born on a Wednesday, believe it or not. How apropos, right? And I was born at 3:54 in the afternoon. That's what my mom tells me. She usually calls me around that time too. So, couple things for my birthday. I am also, if you're watching, I'm wearing, this is kind of ridiculous. I'm wearing a birthday shirt. So I don't know if you can see this. And if you haven't watched me and you only listen to me, you might want to watch me on YouTube, and please subscribe. Here. So this is an extra large shirt, I think. So I'm not going to pick it up and flash you, but you can see it's got a birthday cake, and it looks like it's a knitted shirt. That's because there is an Instagram knitter influencer named Sam Barsky. And Sam, if you're watching this, thank you. I doubt he is. But anyway, so he is a knitter, and Pilot found him on Instagram. And he knits these sweaters, but he will also sell some T-shirts that look like knitted sweaters. And this is one of them. And so I bought this for Pilot for his birthday a couple years ago, and he just celebrated his birthday on October 27th. He also is a Scorpio like me. Yes. Reserve your judgments, or we have a very passionate relationship. Anyway, so I bought this for him because he really likes watching Sam Barsky's videos. And he was tickled and thrilled. So he wears it for his birthday every year. And then the way it goes is he'll give this to me to wear on my birthday. Now, I'm not going to go out in this. So if you happen to see me in Manhattan, which is where I'm celebrating my birthday this year, I'm not going to be wearing this. But it's actually very nice. So it looks like a knitted sweater, but it's a T-shirt. And Sam Barsky actually signs it in the back. I mean, it's not his signature, but it's printed. It's really sweet. So that's that. So how do I celebrate my birthday other than wearing this ridiculous T-shirt? And if you're watching me, I'm looking off to the side because unlike TV news, when you're a meteorologist, you actually see yourself reflected in the camera. I don't have that luxury now, but I have my laptop to the left of the camera, so I get to see if I'm in frame. So what do I have on the agenda for today for my birthday? I always make a birthday resolution. Yes, much like a New Year's resolution, but I make a birthday resolution. And in fact, I thought, oh, wouldn't it be cool for me to look back at like last year at this time and what my resolution was? I did. It was okay because did anything come true? I mean, I wanted to be fluent in Spanish by now. Well, that's no bueno. So I would love to learn another language. I know a little Italian. I know like 3 words in Greek because Pilot's Greek. I know some Slovak because that's my nationality, I guess, right? Where my family's from. But I don't know a lot of it. I only know American. So, but I would love to be fluent in Spanish. And I'm sure Pilot is thrilled to hear this because I already talk enough in English. So yeah, that didn't happen, which is fine, but I think I'm learning a different language. So I like to look at the birthday resolution, like you have a couple of things jotted down, but it doesn't necessarily mean that if it doesn't, it's going to come true, but maybe not the way you thought. So while I'm not fluent in Spanish, I'm becoming fluent in podcasting. So there's a win, right? This year's birthday resolution, again, since I'm recording this a couple days before the birthday, I will have some time to really mull it over and think about it. I'm going to take a little sip of a teeny right now. Ooh, pinky's up, baby. Mm. So I have a couple of ideas about the birthday resolution. I think it's going to be probably focused more on creating the podcast. I mean, it's created, but making it successful and that stuff. So I think that's going to be part of it. And probably, I don't know, maybe leaning into more social events, which, by the way, I've reflected on a lot of what I have been doing since walking away from TV and then joining the world of podcasting. And, many doors have opened. It's been quite a ride. I've been very consistent because that's one thing I know about TV is the deadlines and the consistency and all that jazz. So that's been great. I've been able to do that. But I've also reflected a lot about, the time I've spent with people I really haven't been able to spend a lot of time with. For example, friends in general, my TV people, if you're listening, you get it. Because you're always in news, you're always at the beck and call of that breaking news or the phone ringing. Again, we all sign up for it, we get it. And we do get to see our friends out in the field that we make, our TV peeps. I'm happy to report that I have been involved in quite a few social gatherings with my TV people. And if you're listening, you all fill my heart. Oh, the events have been wonderful. And the time spent with my TV people has been just awesome. And it's a tough thing to walk away from this career. I've been going back and forth with grieving, and I'll get into that in a bit. So let's kind of go about my day today. So again, I'm doing something really big today for my birthday. And that is going to be something I promised myself after I got out of TV news. And I'm real excited about this. I am getting my nose pierced. I know. I got some people saying, hey, that's great. Others, why? Why would you do that to your face? Yeah, I get. But why? Why a nose piercing of all things, right? Isn't the podcast enough? So the nose piercing, again, I have been in the business, the TV business I had been for a while. So I came up through the ranks where you don't do certain things like change your hairstyle or hair color or pierce your nose or whatever without asking permission from your news director. Now, one of the stations that I had worked for in New York, I did ask the assistant news director if I if if it would be okay for me to pierce my nose. Now, this was a couple years ago. So process of elimination, you know where I was working. Um, and he said, I'm not going to tell you what to do, but just know what you're doing to your face. So he didn't say no because he says, I can't tell you what to do, but you also know what you really shouldn't do or should do when you're on TV. So I always wanted to be proper and, present myself well, which I think I did a decent job of. But now it's time to get crazy, and I'm getting a nose piercing. Woo! I know. Stop the presses, everybody. So that's my plan today. So once I wake up, I'm gonna probably go for, well, first of all, Pilot's gonna give me the shirt to wear. Then I'll either go for a walk with Pilot or I'm gonna go for a run. I do like to have a celebratory Raegan run for birthday. Then we have the nose piercing appointment. I do. Pilot's not getting his nose pierced. And then we have, and I wrote this down because I thought this was so cool. So I'm into omakase, right? I just went to an omakase for the first time with my friend Sherry, who I interviewed on this pod. I mean, I was back in August, and it was fabulous. So I thought, hey, I want to do an omakase because kind of the way it goes here is Pilot will say, what do you want to do? And sometimes I have some pretty outlandish ideas, but today is the nose piercing. And instead of an omakase, I somehow, and I think your phone listens to you, I really, truly do, because I had been hot and heavy on this omakase idea. I had been talking about omakase, and then my phone tells me, hey, there's a new Japanese dining experience, and it's called kaiseki. So I looked it up because I didn't want to screw this up. So apparently, okay, so omakase is defined by sushi. Kaiseki is a choreography that follows Japan's 5 cooking techniques: raw, grilled, simmered, steamed, fried, and leans heavily on seasonality. In other words, a tasting menu that truly explores all of Japanese cooking. This is according to New York Eater. So we are going to a kaiseki. And it's not cheap, let me tell you. But it's fine because it's my birthday. And Pilot is not here in the podcast Nook area. He chose to fly, which is good because I can't have him around. And yes, I love him, but he distracts me. And I know he'd be in the other room and he'd be listening. And it's nice to have the space to just talk and not be interrupted. Now, would he really interrupt me? Maybe. I don't know. Because, he acts all coy, like he doesn't want to be heard, but then he'll do certain things where I'm like, you totally want to be heard and seen, but no. So he's flying the friendly skies somewhere. I think he's going to Florida, and he's going to try to come back tonight. I don't know how that's going to happen. He said something about, I'm going to try to get on a flight, but I might just stay over. Listen, I kind of half listen. I barely know where he's flying anyway, so all I know he's not here, and mouse can play. Wild night, having a martini alone. However, not really, because you're all with me. So it's kind of like we're having a martini together. Although some of you, again, are driving to work and others are maybe in the evening. Maybe you are having a martini with me. So cheers, my friends. Clink. I don't want to hit my camera too much because it's a really nice camera. So, okay. Okay, so I have a little list of things I want to get through here. Yeah. So that is the plan for today. And I'm really pumped I'm so excited. I am a little nervous about this nose piercing. I hope I know what I'm getting myself into. And I'm going to have a little diamond. That's my plan. And then maybe a little hoop. And then it's like, okay, what nostril do you want? But yeah, it's going to be a nostril. It's not going to be one of those like bull piercings. I don't know what they're called, labret piercings or septum piercings, or whatever they're called. But yeah, so real excited over here. Also got my hair did. I don't have that skunk stripe anymore. And I'm trying to get all fresh for 45. I also like to have a tagline for my age too. And at 44, it was I will soar at 44. And I think it's appropriate to say I will thrive at 45. Right? Not bad. Not bad, right? Thrive. Stay alive at 45. I like to thrive better. I mean, isn't our whole goal to stay alive? But yes, thrive at 45. So let's move on. The past couple of months have been great. I've mentioned the social activities. I have slowly been coming back to my own routine. The morning routine is a very big deal for me. So I'm finding myself working out. I do this online workout program with this woman named Louisa. She's awesome. I've posted about her before. And it's nice because I don't have to worry about getting to a gym and paying an exorbitant membership fee. Not that that's bad. I had done that a lot. But after the pandemic, things kind of just shifted. So this online thing is working real well for me. So I do that. Sometimes my alarm will go off at 5:30 in the morning, or sometimes it'll go off at 5:45 in the morning. Then I do my workout. I have been finding myself ruminating. And I posted this in one of my Instagram stories where at 3:15 in the morning is when the morning meeting would happen for local news. And I wake up now around the time of the meeting. And I don't know why, but then I sometimes have a hard time falling back to sleep because I start thinking and ruminating about the decision to leave a career that will always be my first love through and through. And it's a big decision. Took years to get to this point, and now I'm here. I've arrived, and I'm now going through the process of doing the next great thing, which is the podcast. So I ruminate and what have you. And I want to give a special shout out to Janice Yu, because girlfriend and I have been on quite a few conversations on my end, needing it desperately. Because yes, on the outside, oh yeah, she knew what was better for her. Raegan left, and yes, but you have those days where you're like, now you have those days. For me, the days are, oh, am I going to be successful in podcasting? Okay. It's not, oh, I miss holding that microphone when the wind is whipping and it's negative 32 degrees and I can't feel my fingers. I don't even know if I'm standing because the lower half of my body is frozen. So I don't miss that. There's certain things I don't miss. And it may change, right? So right now I'm not at that point where I'm thinking, what did I do? No. I'm just now looking forward and looking ahead and thinking, okay, every day I have to do something different to make the podcast move further and get better. It's just a constant thing. And welcome to being an entrepreneur. So Janice and I had a really good conversation the other day, and we really leaned in, because at certain points you grieve differently about parts of the job, but it was really nice and healthy and healing. And since her episode, I've heard from some people who are struggling in news. Again, I'm here. You can always reach out, and it does not go in this podcast. But it's just nice to know that, in each episode, something resonates deeper and differently. And it's a really good feeling. So now we're going to talk a little bit about what is coming up. So we have the birthday pod, which is fabulous. And next week is Thanksgiving. So we have one more episode. Follow me on this. We have one more episode, new episode dropping before the holidays. That will be on November 26th. That's Wednesday. Then I'm going on a break. I'm going on a holiday break. And this holiday break is designed for me to celebrate holidays with my people because I have not been able to have a stress-free holiday break. I wrote it down. Really since college. Oh my gosh. I graduated college in 2000. My diploma's on the wall. 2003? Yeah. Oh my. Okay. So because the news, you just you have to pick holidays that you, unless you're higher rank and you've been there for a while. Even so, there's certain holidays you kind of choose which ones you want off. So you get one holiday off and you have to work the other two. So the holidays are Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's. Pick one. As a freelance, you don't really get that luxury. Sometimes you can, but so I will have to not worry about that, which again will be weird because I'm going to have survivor's guilt. I call it survivor's guilt. I mean, come on now, but guilt that for those who do have to work. And I'm talking strictly for news because my father was a police officer, so he had to work the holidays. So there's other jobs that you have to work the holidays. And I hear you, I feel you, I see you, I know. But I'm taking a little break, and that break really is I'm not dropping any new podcasts on Wednesdays. Instead, you're going to see a lot of clips of current podcasts or existing podcasts. And I have been feverishly creating these clips. And they're just little teaser clips to get more people to tune in, to see episodes they might not have seen or they skipped or whatever. So that's my plan. So you're going to hear a lot from me specifically for the social clips. And then also I'm going to be checking in with, holiday things, and then I will resume new episodes on New Year's Eve, which happens to be a Wednesday. So that will be the next time I come back. So I'm taking a break after the Thanksgiving Eve, which is November 26th, all the way to, Thanksgiving. So it would be Thanksgiving to the eve of New Year's Eve. I won't be dropping new episodes. I'm coming back in January. I just wanted to let everybody know. And I'm probably gonna have to post something again anyway. But yeah, so that's a little bit of what's going on. And I am just so grateful for everybody. A shout out to all of you who are subscribing on YouTube. Please keep doing that. If you haven't already, please, please, please. And following me on Instagram and Facebook, TikTok. I'm still trying with you. I'm really trying to find my relationship with you, but it's just been so great. Honestly, I'm taking a little martini sip. If you're watching, you'll see me raising the glass, but when you're wherever you're going, you're going to hear some silence. It just hits so much better when you're celebrating something, right? So yeah, let me make sure I hit all my points that I wanted to. I did. And we're about almost the half hour mark. So that's not bad. And that is that. So I will thrive at 45. And it is a blessing to live another year. Even though I'm getting skunky in my front, it's fine. But So I haven't pulled the book for a while, that You Are a Badass Every Day by Jen Sincero, which happens to be behind me. And I thought, why don't I share a little, quote. So as you know, I grab this book in the mornings and I'll just randomly grab a quote. So let's see what we got. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Make the conscious effort to eliminate the following low vibe phrases from your vocabulary today. I want, I should, I wish, I can't, I'm trying, I don't know. Make the conscious effort to fill your vocabulary with the following high vibe phrases today. I choose, I can, I enjoy, I create, I love, I rock. The answers are on their way. What comes out of your mouth comes into your life. So choose your words wisely. Yes! How about that for a 45th birthday celebration, huh? All right, my friends. Have a fantastic day. If you're starting the day, have a fantastic day at work with all your chores, whatever you got to do. If it's the end of the day, have a fantastic evening. And cheers, my friends. What do we say? Pinkies up. Take what lands, leave what doesn't, and keep moving forward. Follow wherever you're listening. And if you are watching on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. It helps more than you know.